a new chapter, babe. Been stuck here in a bed for days. I've been staring at the telephone, cause when you're gone,
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Geraldine Taffy. For those of you who are new here, I'm Geraldine Taffy. I'm the owner of this channel. Please let us grow this channel. And for those who have been here for quite some time now, those who have subscribed, those who continue to send out invites, share our page, share the link and all sorts of things, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. So sometime in March I just decided, okay, let me take a break from social media. I did not exactly announce it because it's something that I just woke up and decided that I'm doing. So there was no need for me to then come and say, guys, I'm going to be taking a break for a month or anything like that. But I'm back, guys, and today we are starting with a story time. Is it a story time or what? Okay, today we want to discuss about a certain topic that is actually so important, especially as we are grown. I'm 30 and I'm working, so because of that it's always tempting to carry yourself in such a way that you want to please people, you want to prioritize other people first. So today let us talk about people pleasing. So what is people pleasing? I think people pleasing is when you choose yourself last. People pleasing is when you don't know how to choose yourself. People pleasing when you decide that you want to choose everyone else, you want to serve everyone else before you actually serve yourself, and it tends to lead to burnouts. Yeah, most people pleasers, they end up getting burnt out, and also sometimes people pleasers don't even know that they are pleasing people, and sometimes you may think that maybe you are not a people pleaser, but when in actual fact you are. So what people pleasing does is let me just give you a story time, Nyana. So growing up I stayed in multiple homes with different relatives, and because of that I think I got to a point where I did not exactly have a character, and I would always tell one of my aunties, you know what, you think you know me, but the truth is I also don't know myself. There are things that I really want, but I can't do them because I'm staying with these people, or I have to behave in such a way yekuti ndichengeteke, or yekuti in such a way yekuti I'm in someone else's house. So you can't really say you know me based on that, because this is a character, these are traits that I've developed because I need something. These are traits that I've developed because I have no choice. I do not have the capacity to take care of myself, or I do not have the freedom to make certain choices. I do not have the freedom to stand out and say, you know what, I don't like this. So some of the things you just tend to go along with it. Yes, there are some that you rightly say, this is a no, you are now crossing this boundary, I don't like that, I don't want that. But then there are some things that are sort of negotiable as you are growing up. So that character now grows with you to a point where when you are now grown, you may not realize that you haven't fully developed or fully transitioned to yourself. You are still that person who used to please people, you are still that person who used to just do things because you want to keep the peace. You know, when you are staying with people, sometimes you would get to a point where people will be like, mune rice, mune sadza. I don't know why people do this, but mune rice, mune sadza. Okay, I know why people do that. You know, sometimes mascot people have this tendency, they don't want to cook, guys. Cooking is boring already. You know, I don't want to cook another mascot. So I trained to just run around the chaga. Is there a banana? Is there a leftover somewhere? Is there chaka? So people will do this and you are staying with them. then you get to a point where mune rice, mune sadza, mune chakati, mune chakati, mune chakati. Then everyone else makes a decision. Tukuda rice, but you know rice racho maybe tukuda mapai, tukuda whatever, pasta, whatever it is. And so you knowing kuti inini andisiri niwe pana apa end. You know, it's part of survival skills. You just be like, no, debate sadza. Because you know so because watching debate sadza and everything, people tend to think kuti they know you. About you, they'll say, Geraldine likes sadza, but in reality I don't like sadza. I don't even cook sadza, I don't like sadza. But there are some relatives of mine who say, anfarra sadza, but it was, for me, it was just a survival skill. So in that survival mode, I grew up needing mwana anoterera, and it's also typical for firstborns, I think. So I was that kid wekunzi ndinoterera pakanzi pari kuda kuwachwa kanomanya kamsikana washeni yotoitwa yotorowa yotodidi pakanzi pane munhu ada kutumwa mashops uye anototumwa otoenda. So sometimes you'd get to a point yekuti maybe makuseni early morning you haven't even completed all the house chores, then someone says ndoda kutuma patuck shop kunotenga chingwa, but hapana atageza, and some would rightly say you know what, ina ndingambobude panze pegeni sina case. But sometimes, you know, when you are the extended family, you can't really say ndingambobude panze pegeni sina ndegeza, so you just say ditume izvambini. So we stayed like that, and that character grew, that character developed, and people thought kuti uyu chero tikamti jam Geraldine arambe, Geraldine chero tikamti chakata arambe, Geraldine chero tikamti chakata arambe. So this one particular time, my cousin was getting married. This is a female cousin who was getting married. So her mom happens to be my tete. She was like, mama, because I'm Geraldine Taffy, right? Mama Tafachi, tuzoda mama blankets from your place, because we are expecting a lot of people. So I was like, it's okay, I understand. And that time I was staying in Glenora. Ndichigara Glenora papa at my father's house. Glenora is a guys. So I knew kuti if I'm going to give maybe 4 or 5 blankets, if I'm going to take 5 blankets from Glenora to that place, it means that people are going to use these blankets. But my blankets are actually watch. And in my mind, I had committed myself with, you know what, when these blankets are big, I will fetch water. I will go and do mira pa chiborani. Don't die chiborani, mvura inokwana kuwacha ma blankets 5. Ndo wacha ma blankets. Ndo yanika. And you know, kutowacha ma blankets kunotorwadza before tatoisanya ikutuchira mvura. But I was prepared to do that because, come on, we are family. Family helps each other, right? Then I was like, it's okay, I'll bring the blankets. Then I picked these blankets, most big is wombe. Like, I'll try to look for a picture per net, then I'll just insert picture as a bag. But it's one of those bags we are my groceries from outside the country. They tend to put massive bag black and material in it and canvas like. Then I put my blankets at 5. That's my blankets at 5. I remember that day the cousin akatonza arikupfura neku Glenora chichine murume wake. It's okay. So paanopfura neku Glenora, I'll give you the blankets. So initially papa sina this detail yekuti achapfura neku Glenora. So initially I was like, they want the blankets. Kana ndaungoenda ikoko ndichatonorara ikoko day before the wedding as well. Kana ndakuenda ikoko ndichatsiga zibegi zombe. Imagine uchifamba town, I didn't have a car. Ndichatsiga zibegi reali andotocrossa town naro ndotonokwira imwe kombi yechitundi naro, and pandiri I never felt like zvinomakisa or zvinobore or anything. Then I got her intel yokunzichi musikana arikupfura neku Glenora. Then I was like, it's okay now. At least life made easy. then musikana abva kupfuura neuglenonda ndatomti pane mablankets andiri kufanira kukupa kuti uende nawo chichikumba, ari kufanira kuzoshanda pachauya vanhu. Abva asvika abva vhura bhegi rero zvikanzi aiwa this is too big, mota yangu ingamboremerwa, hazviti munozoteera nawo. And I was like what? Munhu asi kuda kuremerwa nemota ndiye ari kuchata, so everyone who is going to gather there vanhu vari kumirira muchato wake, asi asida kuti mota yake iremerwe nemablankets because bhegi rakakurisa nditi. But inini ndifambe ndakatsiga mutaundi ndichita kunge benzi, ndichita kunge amen. Mind you, this is something that I was prepared to do ndisingazive kuti mota ichauya. And if that car had not passed through kumba kwedu, I was still going to carry that bag ndototsiga musoro ndoenda nawo. But at that point I was like no, why ndiri kushandiswa nevanhu like this? Aungatouya nemota iwewo then you refuse kuti I don't want to carry those blankets. I was like, you know what? No. Then I called the mom. I was like, you know what? Musikana apfura nekuno but aramba kutakura mablankets. Azvona aiwa chingoyai nawo mama tafa. Tata kana mablankets ari kuchiremera mota. Inini I can't. Andichatokwanisa kumatakura bosi. Ndaitofunga kuti mota inoita zviite isi. Imagine kumisa kombi une zibhegi rere. Already munozati kuhaika une zibhegi kwakangoma so. But anyway, then I don't know. Then later that day, I went to their house, kunorarirawo ikoko like everyone else, and I didn't bring blankets. Hey. Pakapopotwa. Havachateereri, havachadi, havachadai so, akuda kuzviita munhu mukuru, aramba kuuya nemablankets, azoramba kudii. So what I learned from that is if you are someone wekuti you know kuti your friends, your relatives know kuti you always come through for them, and that one day raunoramba, that one day that you are going to stand your ground, you are going to be the bad person mudzinza rese. Then there is this one person wekuti the whole family knows kuti uyu atoteereri, and you know the way they extend grace towards that person asingatoteereri versus the way they punish you nekuti haunoteerera kawanda. Guys, it's not even fair. So that was the first thing chandika notice, and I was like okay, so inini ndiri wrong because ndaramba kutsiga mablankets. But why are you not addressing uyu atoramba kuti mablankets apinde mumota yet ari kuziva kuti vanhu ava vari kuungana because of muchato wake? Asi still handina kumbomuona achipopoterwa, haana kana kumbopiwa kana blame kana chi. The problem was Geraldine aramba kutakura mablankets. So that's when I learned kuti sometimes people they ask you to do things that they cannot do for you. Like iwewe as a person anenge ane people pleasing behavior, you go above and beyond for everyone else. You say kuti even if you are left with $100 and you know kuti this is all that you have, you go above and beyond for people. And that person or to go above and beyond, they don't even go that extra mile for themselves before we even talk of for you. It's one thing kuti they can't go an extra mile for me. Okay, fine, it's one thing. But they can't even go an extra mile for themselves. So why do you then expect me kuti I should go an extra mile, I should go above and beyond? So that's the day I learned kuti kana wanga uri munhu anoteerera, musi waunoita one mistake you are judged zviri serious kudarika munhu anotozivikanwa kunzi haateereri. So it's actually a problem to be mwana anoteerera. I'm not advising you guys kuti musateerere vabereki venyu, but I'm just saying kuti as we are doing things we should be mindful of the things that we do, and we should be making sure kuti we are not doing things to please people, because sometimes people pleasing comes from the fact that like in my case, vanhu vandikatombogara navo ndakambogara mumba mavo ndikadya sadza ravo ndikachengetwa kumba kwavo and everything but at some point you need to know kuti this I can take, this I can't take. And they also need to know kuti you are a grown up, you have your identity, you have things that you believe in. So sometimes people take advantage of the fact kuti unoteerera and they are older than you. Sometimes people take advantage of that. So now if you have people pleasing behavior, you go above and beyond for people who not even go an extra mile for themselves. And the other thing that I then noticed after that is, once upon a time, I think I was everyone's favorite. Why? Because it's just a matter of saying, mama tafa ndokumbira mundiberekera mwana uyu watotoranga mwana wobereka watotangewo ne mwana but hauna mwana, not necessarily kuti this person but everyone else. Mama tafa ndokumbira kuzosarirwa naningi, iwo kana wanga ne plan yako, you cancel your plan, ndakumbosara ne mwana, but their lives continue. My life avamire ivo, they keep crushing goals, they keep making it in life. Ivo ndiwo kunzi kana vachida kusiya mwana wavo uyeke mbusara ni mwana wangu, kana vachida kuwachiro ndiwachirewo, kana vyo nditiro chakati. And I was a darling, I was everyone's favorite, because part of mama tafanteera singatomboite, until that one time I stood my ground ndikati andikwanise kutakura mablankets aya, kana atadza achiremera mota kumusoro wangu unotakura sei. Guys, I became an enemy. Mwana anonetsa, mwana anodi. Why? Because they love the version of you who is people pleasing. They love the version of you that they can benefit from. So this is true about a lot of people. People don't necessarily, there are people who love you, there are people wekuti you know kuti this one is my person, this one will go above and beyond for me. But most people, they love the versions of us that they can manipulate. They love the version of you that they can just push around. So the moment you start putting boundaries, the moment you stand your ground, the moment you also become financially free, those people, you no longer become popular, because now that you are financially free, now that probably you are living on your own, now that you know your boundaries, now that you say no to certain things, you don't become popular. So now with people pleasing, we do it for a lot of reasons. Like I was saying, kuti, for me, it's partly because ndakagara dzimba dzakawanda and everything, so you just feel the need yekungoti, you know what, kuti ndichengeteke ndofana ngova aligned to whatever they want. So ndaitove aligned to a point ndikatoenda mumba ma uyu ndendiri aligned zvekoko, pandoenda kumba kwa uyu ndendiri aligned zvekoko. But in all that, where is Geraldine? Geraldine is somewhere in the middle, at all confused as to who is me, what is it that I want. So because of that now, vana vafarire manje kuti uite unga wakukura musoro, auchakwanise kujambistika and everything. And sometimes people pleasing inyaya kuti munhu ukuda validation, munhu you want to be accepted, you don't want to be rejected. So it's something chekuti chinotokura chiri mauri. So in my case, guys, I'm a firstborn child. So naturally, my firstborns, we go above and beyond for others, including our siblings. Remember, tistairo on the same wanadzoka kuronda chichema. Saka tatojaira, we want to take care of everyone else. We want to make sure that everyone else is happy before we put our own needs forward. Then, aside from being a firstborn, I stayed with so many different families, and my family is the Sankagara. Hapana pekuti ndonyatsoti I used to belong there. Hapana already pekuti maybe ndandiri legitimate. Hapana. So you stay like that other person. You know, panenga pasina gap or mistake between you nemskano webasa. Unengo zongozate mskano webasa azuita nge ari pasi mbichana boza akwansozo taura ndzimwe nyaya chichi, but you know shows that in terms of choices, in terms of decision making, and you mufano nyanyo komplena zvatosarudzwa izvozvo, I should just go along with that. So fighting that behavior, people pleasing now becomes very difficult, because for you to destroy that behavior, for you to kill that vision so that your true self can manifest, for you to kill that people pleaser in you so that you can actually grow, you can actually become someone who is better and bigger in life, so that you can also crush your goals. And you need to have uncomfortable conversations, you need to make uncomfortable decisions, you need to put in my boundaries. So what these boundaries do is sometimes they leave you very lonely. Like I said, I used to be the darling of the family. If I tell you but you also need to make peace with it. I chose I chose to do this. So these are the possible consequences. And if I'm living in the consequences now, then it's fine because I'm choosing myself. So setting boundaries now comes with a serious loneliness. Setting boundaries comes with kuvengwa, kunyewa, unzi anozvida. Nesarika kunzi anozvida. Otoshamisa wakenda zongotanga zvida ndakura. Asi just 5-6 years ago ndaisatombozvida. Izvezvi ndinofanira kutonzi anozvida, haadi vanhu, she's a bad person, and some will even go to an extent yekuti vanototanga kutokreatera nyaya kuti aiwa uyo agara aite dai munoziva kuti aiba. But you find it maybe the first 25 years power even that people pleasing behavior did aunombobvira wakanzi woti wakaba. But also zvinzwa izvezvo wakumateti zvazozi but vanototi waiba wanu inini. But also I know sometimes people were offended by your boundaries, saka now they are trying to find ways to throw in shade, you know, things like that. But we know this happens, they just happen, you know, it's life, we can't do much about it. But as a person, you should just know how to set boundaries. People pleasing behavior doesn't take you anywhere, especially now the people that you are trying to please kana vari vanhu vari greedy or vari vanhu story goal oriented, because some of them are not greedy but maybe havana magoals are bigger like yours, so they are okay with being average, they are okay with mediocrity. It's like a people pleasing behavior, you are just going to end up in that level mediocrity, you know, you're just going to end up the same now. So whatever that we need to do in this life, kungave kuita mari, kungave ku upgrade, just basic leveling up. For you to level up, you need to say no to certain things, you need to drop certain people, you need to drop certain habits, and it's not a comfortable space. And where there is comfort, there is no growth, and where there is growth, I just know it's uncomfortable and it's unpopular, and you have to live with it. There are consequences to everything. So with that being said, that was my story time on how I used to be a people pleaser. It's a character, it's a trait, it's a personality that I carried for almost my whole life, and I didn't know that I have it. It took that event for me to realize that no. And the other thing is when you continuously try to please people, you realize people, they love you to a certain extent, or sometimes they encourage you to do well and then but I feel like panonzi enda kuchikoro mupase muzvitsvagire mari yenyu muzvitsvechi handiti pane kamwe kari silent kekunzi but musati pfuuri. Bye bye guys, ndakufarisa. So guys, bye for now. This was my story time on people pleasing. So I'll tell you more stories on how I grew up. I'll give you more topics, like just discussions, and within those discussions I will just be throwing in a few examples that I have drawn from my life, and I'll also be telling you what I've done to change certain things in my life, how I have navigated certain things in my life. But until next week, see you guys. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much you didn't give up on me, and please let us grow this channel guys. Talk about channel ikure, talk about channel ikure. Anyway, goodbye my loves.